keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Cologne will still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy chicks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Cologne will still lying in my bed. Bourbon moon hangs in the sky. My man has left with a golden smile. This is so funny, you can kill me, honey. I'm already dead inside. My body is an empty bottle. Come on, baby, just give us an hour. I need to feel it, I'm gonna feel it. You make me come alive. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Cologne will still lying in my bed. All the colors are dead inside. The whole world goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy chicks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Cologne will still lying in my bed. And it's
I understand your concern, Luke, but I think we can trust him in this time. If you say so, Professor. He must have cared an awful lot for Claire if losing her to you turned him into Don Paolo. Yeah, he became a reoccurring villain out of unrequited love and jealousy. He certainly was infatuated, but enough about that subject for now. We have work to do. Let's get moving, Luke. I still don't know where we're going, especially now that we know future Layton is a fake. Which means now we should start doubting future Luke, because he's the one to point us in the direction of this so-called future Layton. He was either not aware that this so-called Professor Layton was a fake, or he was part of the whole trickery, the whole trap that he set up for us. Which puts Flora, who is the only one still with future Luke, quote-unquote, in danger. Dimitri fled the tower and pagoda with Mr. Hawks, so he clearly has another hideout in the area. And we're going to find his other base, got it. Oh, but first we need to go to the hotel. That's right, we need to go pick up Flora. Hopefully her and Big Luke made it back to the hotel safely. Railway. We can get back to Flatstone Street in a jiff if we take the underground railway. Flatstone it is. It sure saves us the trouble of walking all the way there. Quite the convenience, despite the fact that public transport is not my preferred way of transportation. That's why I own my own vehicle. Plus, which one is it now? You look quite deep in thought there, Inspector. Have you found any new information on your case? Layton, just the man I was looking for. You see, I have uncovered a clue that has simply stumped me. Take a look for yourself. Puzzle 105. The fingerprint. A fingerprint was recently discovered at the scene of an unsolved crime. 4 prime suspects have been rounded up and brought into the station. Compare the fingers of suspects A, B, C, and D to the fingerprint shown beneath the magnifying glass and identify the guilty culprit. Well, no wonder this is a 15-picker puzzle.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
Simple enough. I am quite amazed and confused that this is puzzle number 105. That's it. Now I just need to track down the fiend who committed this crime. Inspector, aren't you supposed to be searching for the Prime Minister right now? Listen, lad, a man of the law can't ignore one case simply because he's busy with another. It's the duty of every officer to assist and defend the citizens of our fair city. That's how I work, even in a place as lawless and overrun with criminal activity as this one. Yes, even in the den of depravity, I will ensure that the spirit of Scotland Yard burns bright. I'm sure the citizens of London are very grateful for your efforts, Inspector. Yeah, and maybe along the way you'll find some clues to help track down the Prime Minister. The breeze today is so nice. I wish my Havoc would come home from work so we could go on a picnic. Thank you very much for that information. Part of me does wish to go back and complete the missing puzzles, of course. So let me get this straight. Dimitri is building a time machine to go back into the past and save Claire? Correct. Or at least, that's what he said. Funny. We have run through every floor of the pagoda and I didn't see anything resembling a time machine. Excellent observation, my boy. Dimitri clearly had a destination in mind when he ran from the tower in pagoda. I think he was heading to another base of his, the facility where he performed his time-traveling research. Is that what you were looking out for while we scaled the tower with Don Paolo? Yes, in part anyway. I'll lay everything out for you once we check in with Flora. Until then, I challenge you to think about the situation on your own. Tell me, do you like sweets? Sweets? You bet I do. Neat, me too. So then, do you have any sweets for me? Hey, wait a second, that's not how this is supposed to go. Quite the selfish lady we have here. Oh man. Wait the long face. Buster just gave me an earful for loafing. He said a monkey could do a better job than me. Some leader, right? He really knows how to boost morale, doesn't he? Wait a sec. Why am I spilling family secrets to you? I'm not quite sure. That is a question that you should ask yourself, sir. Oh, I think you're pretty smart getting me to open up like that. Let's see how smart you look after my puzzle stumps you, short pants. Do not underestimate Luke, my friend. He might be pretty young, but he's quite the detective in the making, you could say. Puzzle number 31. Interesting, so we've left this puzzle behind for this long. 3 people played memory with 20 total cards of 10 pairs. Person A said, I matched 10 pairs in a row from the start. Person B said, I matched 9 pairs in a row from the start. Person C said, I matched 8 pairs in a row from the start. One person is a liar. Okay. Match 10 pairs in a row. I matched 9 pairs in a row from the start. Yeah.
How about this?
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
That was supposed to be the puzzle that was supposed to stump me. Well, you may need to try again, sir. It seems like Margaret is deep in quite a comfortable sleep. But how comfortable could it be sleeping on a chair and not a position designated specifically for sleeping, of course, like a bed perhaps, or a couch for that matter. Let's just let her sleep. Oh, hi there, Becky. On your way out? Sure am. The older gentleman staying with us asked me to run an errand for him. Do you mean Dean Delmona? Yeah, that's the one. What did you think a man with so little hair needs a tub of pomade for? Pomade? To style that little tuft? Weird, right? Still, you can't blame a guy for trying to stay stylish in his old age. Well, style and age are not exclusive of each other. There could be some old people who are very stylish and quite dashing to the eye. That is quite curious. He just never struck me as the pomade type. Oh, and while we're on the subject of shopping trips, I actually have an issue I'd like your help with. Also, 131. Interesting, we're just jumping between numbers right now. Okay. I bought this beautiful one-of-a-kind fountain pen from a luxury boutique for 10% off the original price of only $3,000, I assume? But this is London, so it would be pounds, I guess. When I showed it to my friends, she took one look and just had to have it. She offered to pay me 10% more of what I paid. I loved the pen, but I couldn't say no. Overall, how much did I gain or lose by selling the pen to my friend? Be sure to put a minus sign in front of your answer in case of a loss. This one is also quite an interesting math puzzle here. So... I think she gained actually. I think there was around 270.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
It seems like our friend here has been making quite the killing in savings with business of this caliber. I knew you'd figure it out, Professor. You know, I had questions for Mr. Delmona, but he disappeared when I wasn't looking. Oh well. Oh, and please don't tell him I was wondering what the deal was with his pomade, okay? I'll even give you a little something for keeping the matter hush-hush. And you curse for the toy car, I see. I bet Luke will be quite the fan of this one. Oh, now it all makes sense. Don Paolo was posing as Dean Delmona. The pomade was for Don Paolo. Precisely. Of course, he did away with that disguise once I persuaded him to assist us. Yeah, you can't imagine how shocked I was to see Don Paolo step out of that Layton disguise. That's fine for you, Luke. You never know what surprises might await you around the corner. Let's be off. Hopefully Flora will be safe. Professor, Luke, welcome back. I'm so glad you're both safe. The same to you, dear. Hopefully getting out of the pagoda wasn't too difficult for you. Not at all. Big Luke was kind enough to lead the way. That is quite a relief considering that I'm starting to not trust Big Luke much. I would really like to know if he was part of the plan or he just simply didn't know that this Professor Layton was a fake. Allow me to drink water real quickly. I need to hydrate myself. Speaking of Big Luke, where is he? Well, when we got back here, a mustache man was waiting down in the lobby. A man with a mustache? Was he dressed in black? Yes, that's right. He had a black uniform. That sounds like Shipley to me. Whoever he was, he walked right up to Luke and started talking fast and furious. At some point during the conversation, Luke got a troubled look on his face and said, Flora, some very important business has come up, and I need to go take care of it immediately. Please tell the professor to carry on with the investigation without me for now. Did he tell you where he was going? No, but he did promise to meet back up with us later. Big Luke is even more perceptive than I thought. He knows exactly what our next move is. Professor, is something the matter? I'm just thinking back to what happened earlier. Do you remember who first told us that we traveled into the future? Well, that'd be Big Luke, I believe. Yes, that's right. You have a visitor, Professor. Oh? Who is it? It's Chelmy. So, all of this is starting to sound like we're starting to doubt the possibility of us even being in the future to begin with. Layton is trying to suspect that that might not be the case, it seems. Pardon the sudden intrusion, Layton. Oh, Inspector Chelmy. What can I do for you? I've been thinking about something I saw while running about town. I don't know how to say this. I'm afraid it might sound a bit ridiculous. What's ridiculous? Well, it's just, I could be mistaken, but I'm quite sure of what I saw. Do you remember our discussion about the explosion at the Institute of Polydimensional Research? Well, a few minutes ago I spotted a woman on the street who looked just like one of the blast victims. Oh, I see you saw the woman who looks just like Claire. Oh my gosh, you're talking about Claire, aren't you? Then you know why I'm so... Yes, Inspector, you're not alone. We've also seen the woman you spoke of. The resemblance she bears to Claire is striking, but I think it's coincidental. It has to be. Yes, I suppose you're probably right. Forgive me, I wasn't thinking clearly. I get the feeling that Chelmy must know that this woman meant a lot to Layton, even if he doesn't have all the details because of his attitude, and the fact that Chelmy is being apologetic towards Layton in this scenario. Which is something that I can appreciate considering that it's easy to see Chelmy as a one-dimensional character, but he's not. I actually really like to see this side of him. Well, there's bound to be a logical explanation for this. Is the similarity... If the similarity isn't coincidental, perhaps you can check if this woman is some relative of Claire's. I'll take another look into her file and see if I can find out more information about her family. And by the way, you haven't seen Branton around here anywhere, have you? Barton? Nope. Can't say I have, sir. I swear, if it didn't have me looking out for him, he'd have been sacked from the force of ages ago. Of course, I'm rather fond of the fellow, and I intend to look out for him until I retire, but still. Here you go, another example of Chalmy not being just a grumpy old come-true detective of the police force. At any rate, if you see Barton, tell him his commanding officer is searching for him. Good day. It has been interesting to see the recurring characters evolve with time in each entry of the series. So, where's our adventure going to take us next, Professor? Flora, this isn't an adventure. It's an investigation. Can't you try to take it more seriously? I am taking it very seriously, look. I was just excited, that's all. Not all of us get to go on these kinds of investigations all the time. Plus, you get to be with the professor day in and day out. Yeah, I guess the professor and I are always together. Well, for one, I'm happy to hear your enthusiasm, Flora. The three of us will go to the bottom of this case together. Let's head out. Honestly, I cannot blame Flora after being sidetracked for an entire game and a half. I would also be excited to join the party, of course, as they say. I'm just happy that she's here with us. Oh, heading back out so soon? Yes, we are. By the way, Becky, I've been wondering if there's somewhere nearby for us to cross the Thames. There is a bridge, but it's quite a long way out beyond Chinatown. Excuse me, sir, did I hear you say you're trying to cross the Thames? Oh, grandmother, I didn't realize you were awake. There used to be an underground tunnel that would take you across. It went clear under the Thames and people just walk on through it to the other side. Wow, a tunnel under the river sounds amazing! Unfortunately, once the family gained control, they closed down the tunnel. Second might still know a way in though. Seagull? Oh, do you know him, sir? He's easy to spot with his unibrow, blue hat, and scheming smile. We have quite the history, though he now spends most of his time down at the black market. Oh yes, I do believe we've met this friend of yours before. Yeah, we've seen him. He's always warning us that we might be in trouble if we don't take care of ourselves. You remember him, don't you, Luke? Yeah, this individual. Luke? Where did he go? He was just here a minute ago. Did we just lose Luke? This doesn't bode well at all in the slightest. The worst thing we can do is start losing friends at the moment. Oh, are you two looking for Luke? He walked out of here a second ago. By himself? But where could he possibly be headed? Please excuse me, madam, but I have to go find my friend. Thank you for the information on Seagull. Not at all, sir. We're at the Hotel Duke are always delighted to be of assist to our guest. Well, I'm worried, Professor. Where could Luke have run off to? I don't know, but I share your concern. It's unlike Luke to take off without so much of a word. Maybe he decided to go on a secret mission of his own, like you when we went to the Tower and Pagoda. Well, regardless of his reasons, he shouldn't be out there alone. We need to search for him. Hello there, young fellow. Have you by any chance seen Luke around here? Bzz, nope. I don't think he's come by this way. Why? Is something wrong? It's probably nothing serious, but if you should see him, do let him know I'm looking for him. Ding ding ding, you got it. It's good to see that the people are being helpful at least. But if you're wondering where am I heading, I do want to solve the puzzles that we were missing. Starting with 67. Yes. What's this one called? Noodling around. Because we might encounter a section that might ask for a specific number of puzzles to be solved. I forgot the bee got killed last stream. That is true. I am still in shock that they just straight up killed him, as they say. Bowls of plain noodles and pork noodles are lined up in a row on the counter. Arrange the food so the bowls of plain noodles and pork noodles alternate, but make sure they all remain evenly spaced on the counter. What is the fewest number of moves it will take to accomplish this task? Well, this is what they say. Baby type puzzle. 1.
This one's as good as solved. No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
I still find it funny how this was supposed to be a look puzzle, but he's not here with us, but his animations still play. Noodle-rific. He got a voice and everything, pretty much. Number 70. The third youngest. There are 10 siblings living together. Look, let's say you're the 8th child. The oldest daughter is the second son's younger sister and the third son's older sister. The fourth son is the second daughter's older brother and the oldest daughter's little brother. There are no boys between the third and fourth daughters. Got all done? Is the third youngest child a boy or a girl? I'd say a boy.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
I knew it!
There you go. I do wonder the context behind this puzzle. It is a shame that we may have missed an interesting conversation between Big Luke and Little Luke. Puzzle 76. Around the table. What do we have here? One day, King Arthur invited a number of honored guests to dine at his table of tables. Everyone took their seats at evenly spaced intervals from one another. After sitting down, 2 lovely women in attendance, Guinevere and Nimue, were amused to find that neither of them saw a woman sitting left, right, or directly across the table. What's the minimum number of people that could be sitting at the round table? Let's think about this. See, okay, so there's no need for people dining in this table to be sitting across to each other, so it's definitely an odd number. Maybe 5?
This one's as good as solved.
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
A noble answer. Good. 82. With stash. Okay. To stockpile some wheat in case of a future shortage, you've decided to mill some of your grain into flour and stash it away somewhere safe and dry. You've rustled up 3 different boxes suitable for storage. Which of these containers will store the most flour? Definitely A, if you look at the way they're cut. Because A is clearly the biggest one if you look at it upside down.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Okay, 83. Shelf of books. Sounds like you're describing my room now. Okay. Arrange the 5 books below into the green bookshelf following these rules. No books can go left of the brown book. Only the blue book can touch the brown book. The yellow book goes to the left of the white book. The blue book must touch the purple book. The white book needs to be sandwiched between the yellow and purple books and not touch any others. An empty space big enough for one book must be left next to the yellow book. Well, usually the way I organize my own books is simply by size, sometimes alphabetical order, but quite the amount of rules for organizing quite a small bookshelf with only 5 books. It's interesting. Okay. No books can go on the left of the brown book. That means this book. Oh, we can spin them around. Okay, that's good to know. Which means not necessarily they have to be horizontal. So if no books can go to the left of this one, it means this one should go in this area right here. The little book goes to the left of the white book. The blue book must touch the purple book. The white book needs to be sandwiched between the yellow and purple books and not touch any other. Wait, are purple and they are the same size? Okay. I think I got how to do this because it says it doesn't have to touch any of the other ones. So it means this one is sandwiched between yellow and purple, and if this one is supposed to not touch any of them, perhaps it could go there, which is a really strange way of organizing your books, but we're just following the rules here.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Book smart. I've been called that before. I still wonder who would organize their books that way, but, you know, I am not here to judge how other people decide to be organized. But I'm just curious about their methods. Let's do puzzle number 87, Sam's allowance. $30 picarats, so this should be in the middle. 3 boys are admiring a toy car on sale for £12. Jeff says, if Pete and I pool our allowances, we could buy this car together in 2 weeks. Sam says, well, Pete, and I could buy it in 3 weeks. Well, Pete and I could buy it in 3 weeks. And Pete says, it would take you guys 6 weeks to save up enough. All allowances are received weekly. How many pounds is Sam's weekly allowance? Okay. I got an answer, but it's quite hilarious, honestly. How many pounds is Sam's weekly allowance? 0. He just doesn't have one.
How about this? No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
The other kids were just 0 money moment. Indeed. $88. The discount. More money puzzles, it seems. Well, judging from the name of puzzle 88. In any case... Yeah. Yeah, now we got the seats items. 3 of 1, 2 of 2, 1 of 3. Let's try this one instead, because it gives us exactly the 6 items that the description is, well, describing.
Here's my answer.
Marvelous.
I knew it!
That's how you get that discount, yeah. Exactly with that 0.5 that I was describing before. That's how you get that discount. And just one more puzzle, 139. Bricks and Billion. Which, I hear the word bricks and I immediately start thinking this is gonna be a sliding puzzle. Oh. Never mind. A rowdy band of thieves has apprehended just before they could execute their boss's orders. There's these here 10 bars of gold will fit right into that there brick of wall. Nobody will be wiser. We'll stash them here till the heat dies down. Oh, I almost forgot the important part. Don't go putting no bigger bars on top of any little ones. Sounds like a plan, boys. Now get to it. Are these orders even possible? Place the gold bars in the wall and find out. Okay, so we cannot put the little ones under big ones, seems. Okay, so definitely the biggest one should be below everything. That's for sure. Okay. What about... I might be tempted to use these ones right here, but that may not be the solution actually. What about a 4 along here and perhaps a little one here, since it will be protected by the bricks that are on top of it, which gets us this space, perfect space right there to put a 3 long there. Perhaps a 4 long in this position right here, which would allow us to put 2 over here safely, 3 long here, and finally a 2 long there. That should be good.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Not too bad. And with that, we have solved all the puzzles that we were missing. We're up to date. We're caught up with the puzzles. And now, let's go get some more puzzles. Some new ones now. Now, where could Luke be? What? Can't you see I'm busy standing around? Sorry to bother you, but have you seen my young friend pass through here? The one with the blue hat. Oh yeah, that guy. No, he hasn't come by here. I see. I was hoping he'd pass through here. Nope. But listen, whenever you find him, tell him I got a puzzle for him to solve, will you? I certainly will. Well, I guess we can avoid this part if he hasn't been around here. Hello, Pilard. Can you tell me if young Luke has been seen around here recently? The young fellow with the hollow leg? Nah, he hasn't been by here. Oh dear. He's been missing for some time and I haven't had much success finding him. Poor boy, he must have gotten lost wandering about town. If he comes by, let him know I'm looking for him, will you? Of course, sir. And look who it is. Having a nice lunch, I see, Mr. Barton. Oh, hello, Professor. Can I help you? Barton, have you seen Luke roaming around this area? No, sir. Has the lad gotten himself lost? It's beginning to look that way. The thing is, I can't imagine where he could be. That is a cause for concern, isn't it? Oh, and in the subject of missing persons, you should know that the inspector is looking for you. Oh, I see. Do check within the man when you have the chance, yes? Yeah, sir, I'll check in right after this snack. Priorities, Mr. Barton. Priorities. What's wrong, mister? You look all worried. Hello, young lady. Did you see a boy walk out of here over there recently? Oh, the guy in blue? Yep, I saw him come out, but I don't remember which way he went. Sorry. That's alright. You've already been most helpful. Let's keep asking. Oh. You can hardly expect to solve a crime on an empty stomach. That is true. That's why I make sure to have a tasty snack before starting the stream. Personally, I like to go with a nice green tea and some toast with peach flavored jelly. Hello again. Do you need something? Sorry to disturb you, but have you seen the boy I'm always come by? The country mouse in the blue hat? Yes, I believe I saw him heading north. He didn't seem lost, so I just let him go. Oh dear, now I wish I'd said something to him. Not to worry, I'm sure I'll find him soon enough. Thank you for the information. Of course, if someone would know where Luke is the girl who is crazy about Luke. Oh, friend of Luke? Mr. Gentleman, have you seen my dear sweet Fluky Poo? Hello, Belle. So, you haven't seen the boy either? Luke ran off on his own earlier, and I haven't seen him since. What? My Prince Charming has disappeared? Oh, my poor Fluke. I hope nothing has happened to him. No need to worry yet, but if you see him, please let her know that I've been looking for him. No need to worry. My honky chunk of a man is missing. I'll tear this town apart to find him if I must. Don't worry, Fluky, my dear. I'll save you. Oh my. I never would have guessed that Belle could run that fast. Yeah, she is gone. Cars in the future don't look that different from ours. So north, you say? The breeze today is so nice. I wish my hubby would come from work so we could go on a picnic. Inspector? What is it now, Layton? Have you seen Luke, Inspector? He dashed off on his own just a few moments ago. Strange. Well, he hasn't taken the railway or I would have seen him. That much I can say for sure. I see. Then he must have headed in the direction of the Thames. I thought that boy was joined to you at the hip. Well, I suppose every hatchling has to learn to fly. I'm just a bit concerned as to where he's flown off to. I know the feeling. Barton gets me fretting over him twice a week easy. Of course, Luke's a fair bit brighter than Barton. I wouldn't worry yourself. He'll turn up. Just the same, if you happen to see Luke, please let him know I'm looking for him. I like how helpful everyone has been so far. Or at the very least, supportive. Hint coin. So they mentioned him going north. But the only thing north is the casino, of course. And he doesn't seem to be here except for this hint coin. And that hint coin. But can we go in the casino? No, we can't. Of course we can't. After the whole shootout that happened in that location. Oh, but look at who it is. There he is. We've been looking for you, boy. What happened? Look, there you are. He's looking at the statue. Oh, hi, Professor. And he seemed... Look, are you crying? hi, Professor. I see you've gone out for a stroll. Do you mind if I join you? No problem. Sorry to run off. I was just, well, I was just thinking. We had so much fun these last few years, and I've gotten so used to going everywhere together. Of course you have, after all. We're the best of friends. It's only natural we've spent time together. Dad told me the other day that his job is transferring him, so we'll all be moving. Oh yes, your father mentioned that to me as well. Tell me, Luke, do you believe that we're true friends? Of course I do. How can you even ask that? Good, there's no need to worry. You see, true friends share a special connection, and this connection endures no matter how far apart they may be separately physically. Luke is going away? Excuse me for a second, I was not ready for this sudden revelation. Distance and time apart are irrelevant to the bond formed by true friendship. Do you follow? I think I do, Professor. Excellent. Then let's get back to our investigation. We have many mysteries to solve. Sounds good, Professor. Oh, it's good to see you back in high spirits, my boy. Now tell me, can you guess where we're headed next? After thinking about it a lot, I'm guessing Dimitri fled to wherever he's building his time machine. But the question is where? We already know that his research lab isn't on the tower in Pagoda. That's right. So we must return to the clues we've gathered during our investigation of this London. Future Luke never mentioned this at all. That is true, which only puts into question if he's even the real Future Luke to begin with. Has anything we've seen around town struck you as suspicious? Well, you know, I was just thinking about all the men in white coats we bumped into here. Those were lab coats, no doubt about it. Perhaps those men are involved with Dimitri's research. Excellent. Now let's think back just a bit more. We've met several men in lab coats around town. Other than their garb, what else did these men have in common? Oh, of course! They all had wet shoes and pants. They all keep mentioning that they will keep noticing that people have wet clothes. So all of them must have come from someplace near water, but where? What about the Thames? Maybe they came to this part of town through the underground passage there. Flora, what underground passage? We asked the lady at the hotel how to get across the Thames and she told us about this tunnel. Wow. Yes, we've met quite a few scientists around town in our time. And though they have been very forthcoming with details, it's clear where they've been coming from. My suspicion is that these men work at the research facility located near the Thames, and that they come into town to refresh themselves after long hours of research. And you've had this theory the whole time, Professor? It's been a working theory for a while, yes. After all, who goes around in soggy pants? Who goes around in soggy pants? We saw too many men walking the town in that state for me to write the whole thing off as a coincidence. Therefore, I believe this research center is somewhere on the other side of the Thames. Amazing! Clearly, I still got a long way to go before I can think like you, Professor. Alright, everyone. We are headed back to the Black Market Bazaar. Why there? If we're going to go across the Thames, shouldn't we head back to the riverside area? I'm sure we'll make it there eventually. But first, we got to talk to that man at the bazaar with the unibrow. I think his name was Segal. Okay, if you say so. Look, just by running off, you kinda missed the entire plan. Unfortunately. But we're more than happy to keep you up to date. Does fake Layton have another puzzle for us? Why in the world would my employer stick a capable and fashionable man like myself in this alley post? That is a good question that you should ask yourself. Perhaps a new cravat is what I need to make my case. The river. And there he is. Hello, Cycle. Oh, that's the first time someone's called me by my real name in some times. Were you here? The proprietress of Hotel Duke told us. Ah, dear old Maggie. She can be quite a fearsome, but underneath it, she's good people. Anyway, what can I do for you? We're trying to find a way across the Thames around here. We were told you might be able to help us. Have you tried jumping? To be honest, that's an option we've never considered. I'm just joshing you, dear. Well, there's a couple of boats that live from in front of the Thames Arms, but those are extremely exclusive for use by the family under Goon Squad. I was told you knew of another way across. Ah, so Maggie laid it all for you, did she? More or less. Alright then, but things are pretty rough across the river. If you're set on heading there, I could at least make sure you've got the brains to get across. With a puzzle, of course. It's always with a puzzle. 3 blocks. Is this gonna be a sliding puzzle? Because it definitely, if I had to judge from title alone, this sounds like it's gonna be a puzzle. It is technically a sliding puzzle because it has pieces that slide. But it's not a sliding puzzle. It's a puzzle in a literal sense, but not in the actual sense of in the sliding puzzles that we're familiar with. So every block needs to be in its relative space, basically, in its corresponding location. And of course, if you have these 2 hours to spin all the blocks around. Okay. And you can use the same direction multiple times, of course. Wait. That puts yellow. Red. Okay. What do we have here? One male is standing in front of a child. Two males are standing behind a female. One male and one female are standing behind a male. A female is standing behind a child. What's the minimum number of people presented in this scene? Well, one male is standing in front of a child. Two males are standing behind a female. One male and one female are standing behind a male. A male and female standing behind a child. What's the minimum number of people presented in the scene? Describe it. Okay. So the child could be either male or female. There must be a minimum of 3 people here.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous. Should be...
Well, that's settled.
There you go. Yes. Marvelous. Goodness, you're quite the brainiac, aren't you? No, what was it that you and your little friend wanted to talk about? We were just wondering what you were doing here on the shore instead of the lighthouse. Oh yes, well, mine's a rather sad story, so I hope you don't cry easily. I'll try to keep it brief. Before I came to London, I was a star lighthouse keeper out in Dover, but then my employer fitted the place out with a mechanical control system. With a machine there, I was made, as they say, redundant. I was crushed. I have been living my dream only to be chased out by a machine. That is terribly unfortunate, a terribly unfortunate turn of events. Just wait, it gets worse. After being run out of town, I found work here in London, right? The ad said I've been looking after the lighthouse, but when I peeked inside the other day, I was shocked. The whole thing was filled with awful machines buzzing, ringing, and doing other machinery things. I couldn't stand by being around all that clanking, so I decided to go for a walk to clear my head. Strange. Why would the owner put out an ad for a lighthouse keeper when the machines do all the work? Something about Beacon's story sure seems fishy, Professor. Yes, I have a feeling there's more going on here than you, I, or Beacon here have been made aware of. But I guess we'll have to discover that story at a later date. Bingo! So this is the switch Sigurd was talking about. I think we can break the code. Let's see. Puzzle 110. For each of the 4 squares below, there is a way to display the numbers 0 to 9. Tapping each of the 4 buttons A, B, C, and D will change the numbers according to a hidden set of rules. Figure out the hidden rules and set all numbers to 0. Okay, I see. So clicking each one changes. Okay. A decreases. Five two zero seven. 5207. Okay. Okay, this one definitely has more rules here. Okay, 74. This one 8026826048206048. C is 318529630. Okay, so A decreases or adds 5. So you can see 3 goes to 8 and 2 goes to 7 and vice versa. From there, if we turn... Oh, I get it. Okay. There you go.
How about this?
Marvelous.
I knew it!
DS4 indeed. Zero-sum game. I think that did the trick. Good job. Heck, this place is a mess. Well, it is an abandoned sewer. Pretty much. It seems the tunnel here has been neglected for some time. It started to leak and fall apart. There's no way to make your way through this without getting your pants thoroughly soaked. No wonder those scientists were never dry. With the boats of the area under family supervision, crossing the Thames is no easy task. The tunnel is the best way to move between both sides of the river unharassed. Professor, look, wait! If we try to cross this mess, my dress will get absolutely soaked. I know it's rough, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made in the interest of the investigation. Is it for you to say, look, you're wearing short pants? Oh, welcome to the stream, Tia. It is a pleasure to have you here. And what are you doing here? Well, look who we have here. You. Hey, I thought this place was unguarded. You got it all wrong, boy. I'm not on guard. I'm just taking a break. It's very relaxing down here. But now that I've seen you, I can't very well let you just waltz on past. Listen, we really need to pass through. Can't you just look the other way? Tell me all the spoilers? Well, it seems in the last episode we discovered that the quote-unquote evil Layton was not evil Layton at all, but another individual, Dr. Stangon, also known as Dimitri, who was behind everything. You know, the scientist from the beginning, the one that was constructing the time machine, and he's been kidnapping scientists to, of course, rebuild the time machine to save Claire, Professor Layton's girlfriend, who he was also in love with. And now we're just trying to find where the secret lab is, where he's building this time machine. But we're also trying to find where future Luke is, because he is the one that pointed us to the evil Professor Layton and told us the whole story, which we found out happened to be untrue. So I'm starting to suspect that future Luke might not be future Luke at all, or he didn't know that this was all a trap. But future Luke has had many red flags before, so for now I'm pointing to the suspicion that he may be an imposter. Devlis, you're headed for the research facility, yes? Sure, whatever, you can go through. After all, I'm not exactly on the clock here, but that doesn't mean I don't have standards. If you can't measure up to them, you're out of luck. Standards? What kind of standards? You need to have solved at least 80 puzzles, which you seem to have done. You're free to go through. Aren't you worried about what will happen if people find out you let us pass through? But does it matter if you get through? You won't stop the boss. No one's got the brains for that. And now that he's got his eyes on you, it's only a matter of time before he traps you. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Mr. Ward. You remain loyal to your side till the very end, I see. Which, honestly, despite the fact that you are clearly our rival here, I can respect loyalty. We'll see about that. My break's over now. I don't imagine we'll see each other again. Goodbye. Yeah. The style of the chat box that we have currently makes all the emojis be able to be appreciated much better, in my opinion, because you get to see the art much better. Here's an example. It works better with individual emojis, of course. They usually look very tiny. You see? When it's in the chat box, I can barely get the details on the drawings, but in the chat box they're much more clear. Well, get a load of this. I think it's safe to say we've arrived at Dimitri's research facility. Do you think the Prime Minister's been held here, Professor? Most likely, and that means the place is probably under very heavy guard. Be on the lookout for trouble, everyone. And that is another chapter down. Chapter 11, The Time Machine Facility. As I suspected, we can't just stroll through the main gate. Perhaps there's more discreet entrance into this place. Good idea, Professor. We won't find another way in around here if we search carefully. That door over there. I think we can squeeze in through here. Look, you two. There's a message scrolled here. Oh? Where? Right there on that little scrap of paper stuck to the wall. See it? Puzzle 111. How many Layton gears are ultimate about smart men going crazy to bring back a woman they can't move on from? Well, the movie was about that. So was this game and the previous one. That is true. Well, having lost someone you love will do that to you. And usually the villains in these games are quite sympathetic. One of the 4 corner squares below, A, B, C, or D, will unlock this door when pressed. Start from the red square in the center and follow the order code shown at the top, red, blue, yellow, to find it. Also, you can't use the same square twice. Which square will unlock the door? Tap the correct letter to solve the puzzle. So you can only go from red to blue to yellow, and they cannot be repeated. I would say A.
Here goes nothing. Did you see that?
Flora is absolutely adorable, and I love when she solves puzzles. I'm just happy to see her contribute. Huh, I did it! Who knows what would have happened if I hadn't solved that puzzle? Your help is cruelly appreciated, Flora, but I do wonder who could left that message here. Don Paolo. It's about time. Glad to see you all had enough brains to solve your way through my puzzle. Oh, hi there, Don Paolo. Hi there, Don Paolo. Kid, I'm lurking in the shadows. At least pretend to be startled, won't you? Paul, how did you manage to get across the Thames ahead of us? Let me tell you a little something about being a true gentleman, Layton. A true gentleman keeps his secrets, so don't think I'll be sharing them with you. Also, yes, we are working with Don Paolo. Because Don Paolo... Would you like to know the reason why he's a villain? Because he was also in love with Claire, and since Claire was in love with Layton, he grew jealous and angry. So we have 3 men after the same woman. You probably just used that goofy flying machine of yours too. It's not goofy, and I think I made myself clear that the matter is not open for discussion. Sheesh, noisy brat. Very well, Paul. Now then, everyone, let's continue on. This ladder is sure to take us down into the research facility. Ah yes, Captain Obvious to the rescue once again. Stand aside, I'll lead the way. No way, I'm the youngest and the nimblest. I should go first. Being nimble doesn't make you first, it makes you a monkey. Stand aside. Really, what kind of behavior is that for an adult? Oh, Don Paolo, this is so disappointing. You were so reasonable and polite when you were disguised as the professor. Of course I was. When I play a part, I mimic every nuance of the character. Right down to the way Layton apes the part of a gentleman to get in people's good graces. That's a terrible thing to say about him. He's not aping the part of the gentleman. He is a gentleman. Whatever. Look, let's just finish this debate with a puzzle. Solve what I dish out and you go first. It seems like Don Paolo, despite being on our side, it's still not in the best of situations with not in the best place with Layton and the rest of the team. I'm going to help you in spite of hating you. To inspect this odd construction site, start at the orange arrow and pass through points A, B, C, and D in order. Be sure to cross every ravine and use every ladder, but your path can't cross except to pass over or under a ladder. In what order will you use the white ladders? Okay. In what order will you use the white ladders? Place the ladder numbers 1, 2, and 3 in the correct locations to solve this puzzle. Oh, I can just move them around, I see. Okay, so to inspect this constructor size, start at the orange order and pass through points A, B, C in that order. So be sure to cross every beam and use every ladder, but your path can't cross except to pass over or under the ladder. So you will start with 1, of course. You could go down here to A. You could pass through A. Two would go around here, so you can go to C. And finally 3 could be here. 1, 2, 3. At least a 30 picker at puzzle, so it shouldn't be that complex.
How about this?
Marvelous.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
I guess your head's not as empty as it looks. Well, a deal's a deal. You can go down first. Don Paolo is being extremely mean. But he is Don Paolo after all. Okay everyone, the coast is clear. Come on through. This looks like your classic underground passageway for transporting research materials. I'll bet you anything this tunnel leads all the way back to the Thames. You sound awfully sure about that. Remember who you're talking to, boy. Nobody does secret laboratory research like Don Paolo. I suppose everyone's got to have a hobby. Oh my. What is it? The materials they have here, they seem like... No, never mind. I must be mistaken. Never mind. Layton seems troubled about something. This metal shutter is bearing our way. I'm starting to get the feeling we're not welcome here. Naturally, Flora, that's how criminals work. The dirtier the deed, the more cautious they get. See, they even gone out of their way to fit a puzzle lock in the shutter. 113. Make your way from the green square to the red square one step at a time. What's the catch? Well, you can only move to numbers that differ from your current number. That sounds simple enough. If you reach the goal following this rule, the door will open. Each number you touch will lighten up. Make sure all the numbers on your path are lit up before submitting your answer. So they only have to be different. They don't have to necessarily be in order. And it doesn't mention that they cannot be repeated. Okay. Maybe 4, This is... Is it really that simple? It just has to be different? The difference for... This cannot be that easy. If what's the catch? Well, you can only move two numbers that differ by 1. Yeah, that's it. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's really that easy. Okay.
How about this?
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
Interesting. One step at a time. Huh. The luck didn't stand a chance against me, stupid luck. Look. Why are you being so mean towards a luck, of all things? I hope you didn't enjoy busting open the luck too much, look. It could lead you to a life of crime. Sure, if you say so, Flora. Let's keep going. What are you doing down here? Shh, not so loud, Sarah. We've come to rescue you. I don't know what you mean. There's no need to play dumb, my friend. We know the whole story. You were captured by the family, or rather, by Dimitri Allen. And now you're being forced to work on his research here, correct? Dimitri Allen, you know his name, but who are you exactly? I am the real Professor Layton. Dimitri has been using my good name for his own evil purposes. Oh, of course. I remember hearing that you worked in the archaeology. Yes, it all makes sense now. Boy, I can't imagine how shocked I was to learn that Professor Layton was actually Dimitri. Are any of the other scientists here aware of Dimitri's true identity? Some, yes, but I don't dare talk about it with people here. I imagine what the family would do to me if they caught me spreading that kind of information around. I see. Well, is Dimitri here in the facility with you? Sometimes. He comes and goes. Yikes! Quick, hide! We got guards headed this way. And there they are. Is that what I think it is? Of course they want us to solve a puzzle. Ugh. This place looks like it's a meat locker. I don't see why we have to stand guard on here anyhow. Most we're ever gonna find is a rat. Remember how we dropped the ball on guard duty back at the pagoda? That's why. This is our punishment. And I say we got off easy. If Buster hears our harping on this gig, he'll knock your block off. I wish I'd stayed in school. Nothing good ever comes from this line of work. Can it, you lunk? We got 10 hours till the shift ends, so let's just ride this out and then go home. If you really want to make the time go faster, quit the complaining and tell me a joke or something. Psst, did you hear that? I did. Those two are going to stand guard there for the next 10 hours. I am heading back. The guards know me. If I walk by on my own, they won't stop me. Wait, just a moment. I think we might be able to get these fellows to overlook us as well. But how? It's not my usual style of problem solving, but you know what they say about desperate times. Is this the part where Layton is gonna pull out the fucking machine gun again? I highly doubt that's gonna be the case. But he did mention the thing about desperate times. Okay. 60 picoretts. Okay, those guns are standing right below a wooden crate. All you need to do is cut the rope, but it's all messed up. Rearrange the tiles so that the rope connects from Luke's scissors to the crate above the guns. Keep in mind that you need to use all the tiles. Now hurry. So we're going to crush them under a big crate. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So I can just move them anywhere, I see. This is a clear one. This one should start. This one's not going anywhere, so maybe... No, that's not going anywhere either. Bioshock? Could crush this man to death with this goofy tile puzzle. That is exactly what we seem to be doing right now. I have actually never played Bioshock and I've heard really mixed things about it. So I wouldn't know if it's worth playing at this point. Someone else is gonna have to answer that question for me. For that is a puzzle I do not have the answer for. Okay. But Bioshock 1 is good, Bioshock 2 is weird, Bioshock Infinite is a video game for sure. Bad. So that's the quite divisive entry in the series, I imagine. Okay. Who would be more suited to play that game? At least the first one. If we were curious enough to give it a shot, as they say. Is it actiony enough to be a Maggie game? Is it puzzle-filled enough to be a game for me? Or would it be a Cyan game? Right in the middle. I think that works. Yeah, everything seems to be connecting perfectly.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
Maybe me? I'm not a fan of solving things with violence, but I have done that in the past when there's no choice. Yeah, that sounds very barbaric in my opinion. They've been crushed. Whoa, I bet those two didn't see that coming. They'll be out cold for a while. Max? Well, I'll let her know then. I don't condone violence, but at least now we can pass safely. Before we move on, please hear me out. We came here to prevent Dimitri from completing his time machine. We also wish to liberate all of the scientists that Dimitri is holding captive. I'm listening. I'm hoping we can speak directly with the man and end this whole mess. Maybe it could be a Maggie with yellow and assist game to solve the puzzles and talk politics. Perhaps, we'll have to see. It honestly seems that it could be any of us playing that game, when there are many themes in a single game. You know where Dimitri could be right now? Well, if he's here, he'll most likely be in the central research room. I can show you the way. Wonderful, but before we go, allow me one more question. Very well. These materials laying around down here, they aren't for building a time machine, are they? No. They aren't. What exactly are you working on right here? My specialty is polydimensional physics and I work on the time machine. The materials lying around here belong to a separate research group within the facility. And this group also works under Dimitri's supervision? Who knows, the group tinkers with some pretty dangerous stuff. It's not really in line with Dimitri's interest though. So there's more going on here than it seems. What's the meaning of these horrors? Who are these people? This is the real Professor Layton, Cuthbert. The real Professor Layton? What does that even mean? Look, I'll explain it all later, but we don't really have time to go into it right now. Bioshock 1 is a very interesting game and something people should play at least once. I'll keep it in mind. If you could post it in the game recommendations section channel in the server to make sure we don't forget, that would be most appreciated. You do want to go back to our own time in the past, do you? Home? I'd do anything to go back. How can I help, Professor? I have to find Dimitri, the man who's been using my name. I hear he's been at the central research room. Where is that? You're close. It's just a ways down this corridor. Wow, I still can't believe you're the real Professor Layton. Imagine that. As I recall, you were rather surprised to see me the last time we met last as well. Oh yes, you have to excuse me. I had no way of knowing who I was talking with. Anyhow, there'll be time for chat later. You should get a move on before you're spotted. Buster and his goons came through here saying that there were intruders in the building. You don't have much time. What? But how did you manage to spot us so quickly? I should have known. We probably tripped in an infrared sensor at some point. No sense in standing around, Layton. Let's go. Okay, this door appears to lead to the central research room. Okay, I sure hope Dimitri is in there. As I do. You heard him talk to us before, look. He can still be reasoned with. I'm sure of it. Bioshock Remastered is $5 right now. That does seem like a good price. But we'll have to put that on hold for... Currency differences does not allow us to partake in that type of sale, unfortunately. Despite the fact that that does sound like a good price. Another puzzle, no doubt. Dimitri wishes to test our intelligence of all those who enter the lab. Number 15. Hidden in plain sight. The orange plus sign shown in the top left corner below is hidden somewhere in the grid. It's the exact same size and shape. Can you find it? Get Cyan's hot girlfriend to get it for you. Oh. I'm gonna have to decline that offer. I do not enjoy asking for things of monetary value or in general. That would have to be a gift that they would have to decide to give us. It's not something that I'm gonna ask for. I'm not gonna decline if someone decides to give it to me, but it's not something that I'm gonna have to ask for. It's gonna have to come from the kindness of the person themselves. It's the exact same size and shape. Can you find it? Draw lines around it with your stylus, then tap submit. Okay. Is it as simple as this?
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous. I will
Well,
get
that's
it, but I'm in the
settled.
middle of a debit card troubles. Make sure to take care of yourself and make sure you are okay, my friend. But again, I highly appreciate the offer. Hidden in plain sight. There we are. The door's lock seems to have disengaged. Hold it right there.
Aha! So this is where you sneaky sneaks have been hiding. There'll be no getting away this time.
Oh,
So the small individual dressed as Professor Layton was with Bostro as well.
Oh no, we're trapped.
me.
Huh?
Is that the woman that looks like Claire helping us right now? Oh, that was way too close. My heart's still racing.
Who are you?
My eyes must be playing tricks on me.
You're Professor Layton, are you not?
Claire? Is it you?
No. I'm Celeste, her younger sister. I've been trying to uncover what really happened to Claire.
She had a sister. So that's why you look alike.
I know she was quite fond of you, Professor.
And with that, all of the mysteries have been solved. You're Claire's younger sister? It's uncanny how much you look like her. We crossed paths several times in the city, haven't we? Strange. Claire never mentioned having a sister. It's my biggest regret that we spent the last years of our life estranged from each other. Forgive me for not getting in touch with you earlier, Professor. I wanted to, but I was afraid it might bring unwanted attention from the family and both of us. For our own safety, I decided it was best to avoid contact with you at a time. I see. You must have cared dearly for your sister to come to a place like this in search of the truth. Well, to be honest, I haven't been running on my own investigation so much as the professors. But why? Wait. I know that sound. Who was it? Thank you very much, Tia. I appreciate it. Sperry. You are more than welcome to join us. I am more than happy to see you. You arrived just in time for the truth to be uncovered. Hot enough but still feeling awful. Make sure to have perhaps a nice meal, perhaps a warm shower to relax your body. There are many options there to make sure your body is relaxed and that you're slowly starting to feel better. And of course, if I'm allowed to say this, being close to your significant other might help. At least to lift your spirits up, of course. Your reputation. They may say the great Professor Layton can solve any puzzle, right? I figured if anyone could get to the bottom of what happened that day, it would be you. Celeste. On the day of the explosion, I'll spend time with Cyan, of course, no worries. That's good. I'm sure she will be more than happy if she's not a red blushing mess at the moment from hearing these words. Which she will most certainly be, knowing her. I know she has worried endlessly about me. That is just the person she is. Oh, now it's my time to shine. No one makes a grand escape like Don Paolo. A group is too large to move quickly. We need to split up. I couldn't agree more. Celeste, I shall show you to safety myself. Layton, handle the children. Celeste, wait, there's still so much we need to discuss. Found ya. Professor, this town has kept a secret from you so large, it defies the imagination.
The answer to everything lies in the old father's embrace. It is there we will meet next.
Stay right where you are, intruders. Professor, they're gaining on us. Look, Flora, we have to run. We need to leave this facility immediately. I can't believe the three of us made it out of there in one piece. Well, don't get your guard down. We're not out of the woods yet. I can't stop thinking about the last thing Celeste said to us.
The answer to everything lies in the old father's embrace. It is there we will meet next.
Celeste was clearly trying to give us a hint as to our next rendezvous point.
Oh, of course. She used a code to hide our meeting place from the family. But what could that code possibly mean?
Think of it as a puzzle, Luke. Though I suspect the answer to this puzzle will be much more than our next meeting place.
No doubt about that, Professor.
I'd wager that it's also the family's secret headquarters, and where Dimitri's been hiding.
If that's the case, it's even more important that we find out where this place is.
Luke, do you remember seeing a flyer for a restaurant named the Thames Arms on the way here? That's where Celeste will be waiting for us.
At the Thames Arms? But how did you work that out?
Well, Luke, have you ever heard of Old Father Thames? Rivers are often personified in folklore and literature, and the River Thames is no exception. When Celeste said that the answer lies in the Old Father's embrace, the father she was talking about was Old Father Thames.
Oh, I get it. And an embrace happens in someone's arms. In this case, the arms of the Thames.
And that's exactly where we need to go now. I've been thinking, Professor. About what, Luke? About how you, Dimitri, and Don Paolo all have a personal tie to poor Claire. All of you seem to question the circumstances surrounding her death, Celeste as well. Why do I get the feeling that many of the mysteries here lead back to that explosion? The explosion that killed Claire didn't just leave the lab she worked in. By the time I got word of the accident and ran to the site, the whole place was in flames. An apartment building next to the lab had also been destroyed by the blast. The entire area was devastated. Looking upon the scene, I knew that Claire was lost to me forever. And I wasn't the only one who lost something that day. Many others were wounded or lost loved ones. To this day, I still remember a child I met wandering the street, wailing for his lost parents. For some time after the incident, I was in a state of shocked grief. But when I came back to my senses, I noticed something curious. Despite the scale of the damage, there was no follow-up coverage in the media. Not one word on the incident was printed or broadcast following the initial report. I knew the only way I'd get answers about what happened that day was to run my own investigation. I immediately set to work research Claire's lab and the scientists she had worked with. During my investigation, I learned that powerful political forces had suppressed reports of the blast. Oh, it was right after this discovery that I was viciously assaulted. My injuries were so severe, I was unconscious for a month. I was lucky to be alive. I returned home to find my flat torn apart. The majority of information I'd gathered on the case had been stolen. The explosion was no ordinary accident. Someone with incredible political clout was involved, and this person abused his or her power to keep any facts about the events from ever coming out to light. I tried to dig back into the case several times, but it was of no use. Each time I tried to make headway, I was met with resistance and threats of violence. Claire is lost to me forever, I know that. But I must know the truth of what happened that day. It's a feeling I'm sure Don Paolo and Celeste share as well. So you think Dimitri knows the truth? Dimitri and perhaps one other person? Who else do you mean, Professor? Everything will be made clear at the Thames Arms. Let's go. We haven't seen Future Look in a while, as you may have noticed. I am lost. Ah. Flora, are you okay? Gomen, comrades. It wasn't my intention to scare the young Fraulein. Pavel, what are you doing down here? I was exploring the area and somehow ended up here. Lost. Lost. Doing some tunnel exploration like you were talking about before, I take it? Yeah. Earlier in my quest to find the tunnels, I mistakenly wandered onto the subway tracks. That little viaje put me in great peril, but danger is part of and parcel of exploring El Mundo, none? I suppose you could say that. Naturalmente, most of my travel woes could have been avoided if my compass hadn't gone kaput. Though I think this map might be able to show me which way to go. A little help, kudasai? Okay, yeah, this gentleman here speaks many languages at the same time. Below is a chart with the cardinal directions written in each square. The top of the chart, however, isn't necessarily north. When looking at the chart from the proper orientation, you can start at a certain square, moving in the direction written in the square pass over all of the squares on the chart. Which side, A, B, C, or D, is north? I think it's C?
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
Not bad at all. Oh, domo gracias, Monsieur Zen. Thanks to you, I can continue my travels. Do be careful out there. Oh, just the other side, it seems. Now that we're topside again, I think it's finally safe to say that we've given the family the slip. Things got rather chaotic back there, Flora. Are you feeling alright? Not too shaken? Just fine, Professor, but I'm very glad I had you both with me. Professor, the Thames Arms is just a little way up the road here. Let's go meet up with Celeste. And that's how this chapter ends. Chapter 12. The Truth Revealed. There's many people here. Oh, LAYTON, any breakthroughs in your investigation? Possibly. I'm very glad to see you. I need you to come with me to the Thames Arms. The Thames Arms? An investigation of the premises revealed scrumptious smells, sir. Oh, Barton, always thinking with your tummy. Barton, keep quiet for just a minute, will you? What exactly is so amazing at the Thames Arms that I need to head there in this instant? I make no promises, but it's likely that what happens there will lead you to the Prime Minister. Really now? Well, my interest is piqued. But there's the matter of this blasted puzzle. What puzzle? The one in this letter I found. I have a feeling I could have some bearing to my case. Would you mind if I take a look at that, Inspector? Oh, we definitely will. That's what we're here for. Okay. There's a treasure hidden below one of the tiles in this room. The only clue is a handwritten note. Follow the arrow to find it. Which tile should you lift to find the treasure? Draw a circle around it with your stylus. But this is quite simple indeed for a 60 picard puzzle. Look at the monkey's nose. It's an arrow. And there's literally 2 X's in that tile.
Let's see if I've got this right. Well, that's settled.
Marvelous. Perfect. Chimpressive. Sorry to say, Inspector, but this letter doesn't appear to have any relevance to your case. Oh, just wonderful. Another prospective lead fizzles out. I am at my wit's end, I tell you. Whatever you got to show me at the Thames Arms, it has to be more useful than that letter. Hopefully it will be, Inspector. That's quite the group you got there. What are you, staring at a parade or something? No, we just got on our way to blow the lid off the biggest mystery London's ever seen. Great, you have fun with that. Where have you been, Big Luke? If that's your real name. Excuse me, I require the hydration. I'm glad we finally met up with each other. Where did you run off to? I was doing a little investigating on my own, shadowing a suspicious woman I've seen in town. I saw her telling you around town and decided someone needed to figure out who she was. Sizable Lucas. Oh, you must be talking about Celeste. Where did you last see her? I lost her at one point, but I just saw her again heading into this restaurant. Seconds later, I saw a friend of ours heading as well. Oh, let me guess, Don Paolo. I'm beginning to wonder why I even bother explaining. You guys seem to know it all already. Well, what you were investigating things we already knew. We were escaping from the family. Well, we've been hard at work getting to the heart of the case too. Excellent, I figured you two wouldn't just wait idly for me to return. So now what? All the players in our mystery are here. I think it's time to meet up back with Celeste. Players in our mystery. What's the professor getting at? Let's solve this once and for all. Oh, I'm sorry if you all made it out alright. I couldn't very well let myself get caught before hearing about that secret you mentioned. Something tells me you already figured out of it for yourself, am I right? Huh? Professor, is it true? Layton, if you know something, spit it out. All concerned parties seem to be in attendance, so I try to explain things as best as I can.
It's taken time, but I believe I've finally made sense of the bizarre events we've witnessed here.
You've worked it all out?
For the most part.
Eh?
Come on then, out with it!
Yes, of course. I have much to say about this city and its secrets. The London we are presently in, this London of the future, is a fake.
If you are playing Professor Layton Bingo with all of us, you can cross Fake Town out of the list. 3 times in a row.
More precisely, it's a set designed to make us believe that we've traveled 10 years into the future. Because, you see, there is no time machine. Not here, not anywhere.
What?
So you, Mr. Future Luke, are also a fake.
We were all led to believe that the clock shop was a portal to the future. But the truth about that shop is in some ways just as bewildering. The back room of the clock shop is no time machine. It's a lift leading down into the earth.
That's why it was shaking. this is an underground town.
You mean to say we're underground right now? Precisely. You may have heard of subterranean caverns, as some of them house ancient ruins. Some experts theorize that these caverns pepper the entire Earth. What I've seen here leads me to conclude that Dmitri used one such cavern to build this false London. It's as if we're standing in the largest film set ever created.
What? I can hardly believe it.
So all the people we've met so far, all the people that we've seen and interacted with are just actors. Might as well everyone might be in Dimitri's side.
So Dmitri is behind all this then? But why?
Paid actors, hopefully.
That question stumped me as well. Why would he go to such pains to make us believe we're in the future? It doesn't make sense, unless convincing people of this is the key to achieving his ultimate goal.
What kind of goal requires a setup like that?
It's simple. It seems that Dmitri never gave up his original dream of building a time machine. But though he poured all his energy into achieving this feat, the task was too large for one man. He needed other scientists to support his project, so he turned to the greatest minds in London.
That's why he kidnapped all the scientists, yes.
But to keep the scientists working for him, they needed to believe that they were in the future.
With nowhere else to go.
Why?
Think about it, Luke. Dmitri couldn't imprison the scientists, not in the conventional sense.
If he made them believe they were in the future, they would have nowhere to go, basically.
After all, who knows what kind of work they would produce under those circumstances? No, Dmitri needed a different approach to compel the scientists to complete his research. The scientists had to want the time machine to work as much as Dmitri did.
To go back home.
So he told them that they had been shot forward 10 years in time, stranded a decade from home. Dmitri misled the scientists, telling them that the time machine was an unfinished project. They thought they were stranded, and that the machine was their only hope of returning home. Ah, so that's why they were so willing to follow orders. That's all I've been able to work out. Perhaps our friend here can fill us in on the rest.
I see you've caught on. Excellent work as always, Herschel.
The barkeep.
The family uses this establishment as a hideout. Therefore, it seemed a bit odd that the bartender didn't so much as raise an eyebrow when we walked in.
I have to give credit where it's due. I never imagined you'd work out so much of the plan yourself. I suppose I've no choice but to shut you up for good.
The whole story. Dimitri Allen, you've been watching us the whole time? I wish to issue a challenge to the professor. Bumbling lawmen have no part in this conversation. Bumbling? I'll show you, Bumbling. It would be wise for you all to stay right where you are. You see, I've laced this restaurant with enough explosives to level the place. Are you out of your mind? We'll all die, even you. Oh no, I'm going to walk out of this place unharmed. You see, by pressing this switch here, I've activated a series of sensors embedded in the floor. The sensors don't respond to my movement, but they'll trigger the charge the second you touch one. This place is a minefield! I see you're catching on. Now, I'm going to stroll out that door and leave the lot of you behind. Stay as long as you like, just remember that when you decide to leave, you seal your fate. It would seem that you've bested me, Dimitri. There's no challenge to be had. That was
Because of Bill's greed, Claire was lost to me forever.
hard to watch.
Life is full of cruel twists. In the blink of an eye, I lost my life's work and the love of my life. To say I was a broken man would be an understatement. Bill, on the other hand, made a full recovery from his injuries. He also completed the deal with the corporation, pocketing more money than most people see in a lifetime. He used his newfound fortune to climb the political ladder to the very top. He killed Claire and was rewarded with the most powerful seat in government. If that's not a cruel joke, I don't know what it is. I can't pretend I wasn't bitter, and it was this bitterness that sent me back to my research. I thought that if I could travel to the past, I could rob Bill of all that he had won. Oh, of course, there was another reason why I wanted to go back in time, to save Claire from her fate. Surely you understand, Herschel.
Claire is no longer with us. There's nothing anyone can do to turn back time.
Do you really believe that?
I don't want to, but I do. I have just one more question for you.
What is it?
Someone's been using you as a pawn. Are you aware of this?
What are you talking about?
Someone here masterminded a scheme even more awful than yours, Dmitri. And that person is there!
I think you're mistaken, Professor.
Future Luke.
No, there's no mistake here. And there's no hiding it anymore, Luke. Or should I call you Clive?
Clive.
It took some time to put together the pieces of your plan. But when I finally understood it all, the sheer evil of it sent a chill down my spine.
What is he talking about, Clive?
You kept your true intentions hidden from everyone, Clive. Even your partner, Dmitri.
What are you saying, Herschel?
Just talk. We already know this is not the future.
Clive was aiming for revenge on a massive scale. And you were nothing more than a pawn, Dmitri.
Tremendous work, Professor. You found me out.
Stop speaking in riddles, Layton. What's this all about? Clive, you lived next door to the lab that exploded 10 years ago. You were just a child then. That blast demolished half of the building you lived in. Reports indicate that 10 people were killed in the explosion, 2 of whom were your parents.
So that child that was crying that the professor mentioned was him.
It must have been a terrible shock. In the span of a few seconds, you lost your family and your home. When the initial shock wore off, it was replaced with anger. You became obsessed with exacting revenge on those who had wronged you. You were lucky enough to be adopted by a kindly woman in her golden years, Constance Dove. Miss Dove's extreme kindness was matched in scale only by the enormous fortune she possessed. You two lived quite happily as a family for a time. Sadly, it wasn't to last. Miss Dove departed from this world 5 short years later, leaving her fortune to you. Before long, you graduated from secondary school and took a part-time job at a prominent newspaper. Considering your sizable inheritance, I don't think you took the job for pocket money. You were searching for something. Using the newspaper's resources, you finally hunted down the men responsible for your misery. You knew that both Bill Hawks and Dmitri Allen were responsible for the explosion. Armed with this information, you concocted a plan to avenge your parents. First, you befriended Dmitri and convinced him to resume his research on the time machine. Then, you used your inheritance to set up this elaborate facsimile of London. With your stage in place, you used your contacts in the press to find the best scientists in the country. After all, you would need quite a bit of help to complete this time machine. You then proceeded to lure these brilliant men into your trap. However, unbeknownst to Dmitri, most of your staff were not working on the time machine.
We saw some strange materials down in the research facility.
What?
Clive had secretly reassigned many of the scientists to a different project. You might think of it as his pet project.
We don't have all day, Layton. What was the second project?
A weapon designed to cause destruction on an unimaginable scale.
A weapon? Is this true, Clive?
And I thought scientists were supposed to be observant. While you focused on your machine, I had a different goal. Though some may call it revenge, I prefer to think of it as justice over single-minded scientists and corrupt politicians.
What are you saying, Clive?
Enough explanations! Let me show you!
Oh no.
Hey!
Of course he took Flora. Professor, what are you going to do? He has Flora and... Layton, look over there. Where?
Quickly! Move to higher ground!
What is this massive contraption? Are those cannons? They are. Ten trouble is real, but look at this bullshit I made. It's pretty much a battleship with legs. Professor, what is that thing? It seems as if Clyde's been working on some sort of mobile fortress. Flora's trapped up there. We got to save her. Chapter 13. The Stronghold of Madness. Missed some puzzles, but there's no time for that. Flora is the priority right now. So this is the weapon Clive was building. Did you know about this before? No, I suspected someone was building weapons behind Dimitri's back, but I never imagined that the product of all that research would be this atrocity. In any case, this place is dangerous. You must leave here at once. But what about you? I'm going after Flora. Are you mad? Look at that thing. You could be killed. That maniac Clyde has been building a war machine under London this whole time. What madness. Isn't this usually when you like to showboat? You're planning on saving Flora, aren't you, Layton? Of course, but how do I gain access to the fortress interior? We could try sculling one of its legs. Foolish boy, you'd be squashed flatter than a pancake. Listen, Layton, I did a little work on that car of yours. You can use it to get to the fortress. But I thought it was just a set piece to make us believe we were in the future. No, it works, and it's waiting for you on top of the hill over there. Hurry. Many thanks, Paul. Don't get emotional on me, Layton. I'm only doing this for Flora. Well, aren't you most helpful, Don Paolo? We will not forget this. Don Paolo wasn't kidding. The Layton-mobile is looking great. There's one thing I need to confess, Layton. This is so embarrassing. What is it, Paul? The truth is, your car's almost fixed, but I don't know which screw to use on this last joint here. But the whole car could fall apart. What are we going to do? No need to get so shrill. We can figure it out. One of these screws is sure to do the trick. You could say, find the screw. Or the only screw that there's gonna be is the one that says screw you. And you're gonna be screwed and stuff. Thanks for the insight, Maggie. Very helpful. Only one of the 6 screws shown below A, D, C, D, E, or F will fit properly into the threaded hole. The width of the hole matches the thickness of all the screws, so don't worry about that. Your only tool is a flathead screwdriver. Now hurry, you don't have much time. I think Maggie has a screw loose. I sometimes think the same thing. It has to be D.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
This is the one. I'm sure of it. For once, I got to give to you, Layton. That's fine work you did. So, is the car ready to ride now? You bet it is, boy. Gentlemen, your chariot awaits. Love me some satisfying pause. Oh my god.
I'll go with you.
Don't worry, Celeste. We'll take care of this.
Time's running out.
The Professor Layton theme is playing right now.
Understood.
This is it. This is it.
Oh, Layton! Have you gone insane?
Hold on tight, Luke.
Let's do this, Layton. Quite a nice landing, all things considered.
Our first priority is finding where Clive has taken Flora.
Aye, aye, Professor. But this place is huge. It could be anywhere.
First things first, let's find a way in.
This is definitely going to be a puzzle. Of course. It's scary we're not getting inside without doing some thinking. Sad genius completes marine engineer marvel in attempt to bring back Less.
Well, that's settled.
Excellent, with the puzzle solved, we're free to go in. Great, let's head in. Another puzzle. This appears to be some sort of elevator. I think we can use it to move about the fortress. But there are so many buttons, I don't have the slightest clue how to operate it. Hey, you two, stepped away from the transport pod. Oh no, we've been spotted. Who are you? We come here for the girl Clive kidnapped. Tell us where Flora is at once. Flora? Oh, you must mean that pretty thing the boss dragged back here. The boss? So been working for Clive all along. Well, yeah, Dimitri was nothing but a puppet. Clive's been our employer from day one. It all makes sense now. We threw your little friend in the ventilation room. Not that you'll be able to reach her. I wouldn't be so sure about that. What's to stop us from taking this transfer pod to the ventilation room? You've even been so kind as to leave us an explanation as to how to turn on the device. I did not. Oh, except for that note. No worries though. As it's written in an uncrackable code. Try if you want, but you'll never figure out the instructions. 120. To open the door, you'll need to press the numerical buttons according to the cryptic instructions. Open with a 2, but leave the 4. Pressing just the 2 buttons and leaving the 4 buttons untouched doesn't work. So how exactly are you supposed to open this door? Open with a 2, but leave the 4. Open with a 2, I don't think it's literally just like not leaving the number as starting with a 2. What if it's a sequence? It's literally a number 2. It's literally the shape of a number 2.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
Opened with a 2. Clever. There. I'm sure the door will be opening any moment now. What? Hey, stop. You guys are not allowed to go in there. And how are you going to stop us? You're just attacking hell. Come on, Professor. Let's go find Flora. Let's see. The ventilation room appears to be located on the 12th floor. Don't you dare step inside there. If you do, I'll make sure you regret it. How? By yelling at us? This is a map of the entire fortress. Oh look there, there's the ventilation room. It looks like we can travel there with the press of a button. Let's be off. Ventilation floor. You arrived at the ventilation floor. So, getting familiar with the environment here. Okay. I think this is the room we're looking for. Flora must be inside this big tank here. I pray that she is unharmed. Let's head in. Flora! Oh, thank goodness you're here. You poor girl, hang on. Hang on just another second, Flora. We'll get you out of there. Okay, oh great, this weird glass prison has another one of those puzzle logs on it. I can't stand to see Flora in that awful thing. Let's solve that puzzle quick. Number 121. How to open. Start from a button and follow the arrows from the one button to the next. Find the one button that will lead you through all of the other buttons on the panel. Can you figure out which button leads to all of the rest? This button on the top right corner doesn't point to anywhere. That is the end button. So if you go backwards, instead of trying to find the beginning and you find the end like we just did, we'll find that this starting button, following the formula in reverse, of course, it's this one.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
Alright, Flora, I'm opening the cell. Oh.
I'm so glad to see you.
No need to worry. You're safe now, dear. But you can't stay here.
Lead the way. Yeah, let's go.
You two head straight back to the car. I'll meet you there after I put a stop to this contraption.
No way! I'm your apprentice, which means I can't just let you plunge headlong into danger without me. Then I'm going too.
I can't let you do this.
And I can't let you go it alone. Yeah, what he said.
I see I can't change your mind. Come along if you must, but be careful.
Are we going to find Clive?
Indeed, but our time is running out, so let's hurry.
Let's go. Shh, someone's coming. Hide yourselves as best as you can. But there's nowhere to hide. Quick, duck behind that piece of machinery over there. Yeah, great. She's gone. Maybe that's because you went and told later where to find her, you pea-brain. Would you give it a rest already? Yeah, I messed up, but you going on and on about it isn't helping. Whatever. The point is now I gotta go over to the surveillance room to tell Clive we lost the girl. Alright. While you're doing that, I'll go chase after Layton and his buddies. Surveillance room, huh? Did you hear that, Professor? Clive's in the surveillance room. We should march over there and demand an apology from him. Flora, I think we're gonna do much more than just get an apology from him. Flora, the man just abducted you. You might not want to hold your breath for an apology. You're right, what an ill-mannered brute. Back to the subject at hand. Let's just focus on getting to the surveillance room. Alright. Still, it was an awful thing he did. I deserve an apology, don't you think, Professor? Professor? Things are about to get even more intense, I can feel it. So... let's go find Clive and put an end to this once and for all. Huh, you can't hide from me forever. Oh no, we've been spotted again. Relax, look, there's little he can do from behind that monitor. Now it's off to the surveillance room. Phew, shows what you know. You need a key code to go to the surveillance room, you fool. Without it, you ain't going nowhere. Well then, we'll simply have to decipher the key code for ourselves. Thanks for the tip. Sure. Uh-oh. The most helpful and also unhelpful antagonist. Okay, puzzle 122. To figure out the puzzle, all you need to do is fit together the 10 pieces below. You can move and rotate each piece with your stylus and get to it. Okay. And it seems like they fit specific places. That's clearly a 1. Okay, there seems to be 2 1s in this equation right here. One, 1, 2, I presume? Everything seems to be fitting so far. But what is that, this other number? I'll worry about it in a second. Okay, this has to be an 8. Yes, it is. Okay, so the last one on this side at least has to be a 0. 0, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7. Yeah, 0, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7. Zero, 8, 1, 1, 2, 7.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Well, that's settled.
Well, I suppose that takes care of that. Oh man, Clive is gonna have my hide for this. If you're so scared of the guy, why don't you just abandon ship? Wait, what did you say? I said you might as well run away if you're going to get punished either way. You know, that's so crazy, I think I might just try that. Yeah, I'm out of here. Later, guys. I can't believe that actually worked. So what time you showed up? I was beginning to think Clive's guess might be off. When Lockjaw ran off, we lost you there for a second. Clive certainly has it all figured out, doesn't he? So, what did he send you here for? Isn't it obvious? I'm the muscle. And normally, right about now is when I show you just how good I am with a knife. Professor, watch out! Get behind me, Luke and Flora. No need to panic. The only thing I'm throwing your way today is a puzzle. Of course. As surprising to no one. Okay. Place cat's eye stones in the round spots below. The only rule is that no 4 stones can form a square or rectangle either horizontally or vertically. Tap the icon in the upper left corner to view examples of how to arrange your stones. An incomplete square or rectangle with stones at only 3 corners is fine. Look out, Layton, that puzzle isn't very good. A complete square or rectangle size with stones at all 4 corners is invalid. Okay. So we cannot form squares, or they're all different colors, I see. So it'd be as simple as just not completing corners? There are 16 spots in this puzzle. What is the maximum number of stones you can place while following the above rule? There's 16 spots. Without completing anything. I would guess 9. It has to be an odd number. That's not... There we go.
That should do the trick.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
Terrific. I guess I was wrong about that puzzle cutting you down. We can pass then? Yeah, but only because Clive instructed me not to touch a single hair on any of your pretty heads. Otherwise, I've been showing you the pointy end of my knife collection right now, if you know what I mean. Everyone stay away from him, he could be lying. Don't worry, kid. Orders are orders. Besides, no one can stop Clive. Now get moving, the boss hates being made to wait. Later. Just what is Clive planning with this machine of his? We're about to find out. There he is. Let's put an end to this, shall we?
So nice of you to join me, Professor.
Whatever it is you have planned, you can't go through with it. We know what Bill and Dmitri did. When the world learns of it, they'll be punished. You said you wanted justice, and isn't that justice enough?
That's a nice sentiment. But without large-scale havoc, those fools in government will never change their ways.
Listen to yourself, Clive. You...
Who are you to argue with me? As a reporter, I've witnessed countless tragedies firsthand. And it's clear that my life isn't the only one that's been destroyed in the name of progress. To those in power, the rest of us little people are all just bumps on the road to a brighter tomorrow. The only thing a bully understands is force. So you see, I have no choice but to level this place and rebuild it from the ground up.
What you're saying is unthinkable.
This conversation is over.
No, Clive!
Tell me, Professor, how do you intend to get out of this one? Huh. because he has to use all the tiles. This configuration does use all the tiles, making this one potentially the correct one. I think it's that one.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Few
Marvelous.
things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
You never fail to impress. Sadly, I must leave you now, as the main event is about to start.
What do you mean?
He's escaping. To continue using his machine. This kid is psychotic. Oh no. We're in actual London now. Those people are potentially dead. Is this your way of avenging your parents and bringing justice to the city? That explosion
Now what do we do?
could have been avoided, but
Utter madness.
it was an accident. This is no accident.
Make yourselves comfortable. Sit back and relax. After all, you won't be leaving anytime soon.
Take a good look at London, because this will be your last chance.
Celeste?
Come with me. I know how we can stop Clive.
Where did you come from?
There has to be a generator somewhere here. All we need to do is find it and shut it down.
Right, we'll cut off the power at the source.
This suddenly became so much more dire. That is true.
But wait, this place is huge. We don't have time to scour it all. What are we going to do?
Look around you. The monitors in this control room are linked to cameras throughout the fortress. Perhaps they can offer us some clue as to the generator's location.
Look at all these monitors. We should be able to see all parts of the fortress from here, and one of these monitors is bound to be connected to the generator room. Now we only need to figure out which one it is. What's the number? 125. Okay. This is a map of the floor housing the generator room. The location of two camera-equipped security bots are identified by the red and green arrows. To prevent its detection by Professor Layton, Clive has ensured that the patrol routes followed by the security bots do not pass by the generator room. The bots will always turn around the yellow corners. Which room do the bots avoid? That's the generator room. Tap the square that you think is the generator room. So, if the bots never pass through it, if you really follow the path that the bots take, both the red and the green one, you'll definitely see that they definitely have a preference for surrendering this area right here, but they always end up Huh. It's this one. They never pass through there.
This one's as good as solved.
Marvelous.
Phew, that's a relief.
Ah, there it is. That's it, Luke. Now all I have to do is fit these coordinates into the transport pod. Let's go. We're right behind you, Professor. Celeste, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Oh, what is it? How in the world did you manage to get to the fortress? The professor and I had to do some pretty fancy maneuvering to get here. What's more, this fortress is moving now. How did you catch up with us? Didn't you know, Luke? I'm a witch. I just hopped on my broom and flew up to the deck. Now you're just messing with me. Come on, I'm curious. Alright, if you're that interested, I suppose I can let you in a secret. Just head out to that door at the deck outside. Oh, Don Paolo, is that? Okay. That's Don Paolo's flying machine, yes. That's right, I begged him to fly me up here, so he loaded me in and sent me up. He controlled the whole thing from the ground. I didn't have to do anything. Amazing, right? You can see that again. Funny, you do seem quite as astonished, Professor. Yes, well, I already knew Paul, who had his machine with him. It's what he used to escape the research facility we infiltrated, is it not? Nothing gets by you, does it, Professor? So, now that we have Don Paolo's flying machine, can we come and go from here as we please? That's right, Luke. Are you thinking about abandoning our mission? Never, I just thought it might be a good idea to drop Flora off somewhere safe before heading on. No way, I'm staying here. I can't say I blame you, Flora. You got to stick close to the people you care about. Yes, but it is good to know we can return underground to take care of any unfinished business. Should we wish to, I mean. Alright everyone, we really shouldn't dwell out here. We need to head to the generator room. Oh yes, I nearly forgotten. Let's go everyone. Let's do a quick save here. And let's go turn this blasted machine off. Professor, now that we have the coordinates for the generator, where do we put them? I imagine one of the contraptions in here can take care of the coordinates. Oh wait, what about the one that's stuck to the wall over there? It's got numbers and things all over it. Ah, the one with the flashing green monitor? Yes, let's have a look at that. Punch in those coordinates, Luke. Once you do that, we should be able to get to the generator room. Okay. Look, Professor, the button for the generator room lit up. Okay. Generator. You've arrived at the generator. Of course, it's gonna be a puzzle. So this is the heart of the fortress. There's the generator control panel, but it's locked away. The lock is a puzzle. Would you like to give it a shot, Professor? I'll do my best. Puzzle 126. 10-step solution. Oh, no. Okay. To crack the security lock, you'll need to swap blocks A and V in 10 moves or fewer. You can move any piece anywhere in any direction as long as it will fit. Now get started. We wouldn't be able to get out of here scot-free without a sliding puzzle, wouldn't we? Of course. Okay. Of course. Okay, we're running out of moves here. One move left. Did it.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Marvelous.
Just as I suspected.
I think I've done it. Stand back, everyone. My word. The Prime Minister was inside the generator?
I knew you'd find your way here sooner or later. Though, if you're hoping to find our fearless leader, I'm afraid he's indisposed at the moment. I know how you like to play the hero, but I'd advise you not to get any foolish ideas. You see, the Prime Minister is perched on a very special seat. And should you try to move him from that pod, this whole fortress will detonate.
You are insane.
Also, you should know that there's enough charge in here to level most of London. Of course, London's getting leveled either way. Now, I do hate to run, but I have work to do.
You spoiled brat. Look at this device. It looks like the detonator is wired to monitor the Prime Minister's heartbeat. If the sound of his heartbeat disappears, the detonation switch will go off. Perhaps we can sever the connection somehow? I wouldn't do that, Professor. See how there are two sets of wires in the circuits there? I don't think we'll be able to cut both sets before the device reacts. Amazing, Celeste. You obviously possess a better understanding of these mechanics than I am. Your sister would be very proud. Oh, I just had an idea. What if we use this? This is the pocket watch I gave Claire ages ago. On here I thought it had been lost in the explosion. No, I actually found it cleaning up some of Claire's things after the incident. Unfortunately, the watch has been broken since I found it. No matter how much I wind it, it never seems to run for more than 10 minutes. I see where you're going with this, Claire. You're suggesting we replace the sound of the Prime Minister's heart with that of the pocket watch. Exactly. It's risky, but it might be the only option we got. We need to disconnect the circuit from the Prime Minister and attach the watch in one fell swoop. But even if we succeed, the watch will stop running in 10 minutes and the fortress would explode anyway. We could end up putting the people of London in real danger. Look, if we take no action, London will face a greater danger than any explosion. This is our only shot at stopping Clive. The chances of success are slim, but we must try. Puzzle 127. A real heart swapper. There are two long wires connected monitoring device to the Prime Minister's heart sensor. You can swap the wires connected to the pocket watch with the wires connected to the monitoring device in a single move. Okay, swap only 2 blocks to connect the wires from the monitor device at the top of the screen below to the pocket watch at the bottom right. Give it your best shot. In one move. Just swapping 2 blocks. Okay. Is it the ones close to the middle? Could be. Also, I love the artistic detail of the heart on the bottom left corner has the glasses and facial features of the Prime Minister. It's quite hilarious considering the really dire situation that we're on. But I do believe it's these two which connect pretty much perfectly.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Marvelous.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Just look at the ends of each cable. Professor, that's it. The watch is connected now. Yes, but our work here is far from over. Why is it giving me the opportunity to save here? Epilogue. This is the end. Okay.
We've got 10 minutes to get out of here before the fortress explodes. Now what?
We need to reverse the energy flow. That will break the generator and shut down the fortress.
How are we going to do that?
I have an idea. Look over here.
Gears. So we just need to reverse the gears? These gears here from the core of the generator. If we can just reverse the way they move, we can effectively overload the fortress power supply, thus putting a halt to Clive's plan. I see you're thinking about this on your own. Is there anything you don't know, Professor? A gentleman must have his hobbies. It just happens that I have a small interest in machines. Amazing, Professor! It's too early to celebrate just yet, look. If we fail here, many lives may still be lost. Are you up to the challenge, Professor? You will not be able to save after this point. Are you ready to continue? Yes, I am.
It's all up to you now, Professor.
Okay. Okay, a system of gears is shown below. A gear turns gear A turns in the direction of its red arrow, which is currently causes gear B to turn in the direction of its red arrow. One group of gears connecting gears A and B is labeled A. This group can be moved and rotated with your stylus, along with groups A, V. Honestly, I wish one of these was just Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Instead of you have gear A, uppercase A, and uppercase B.
What was that?
Reversing the energy flow has caused the fortress to start destroying itself.
Oh no!
We've got to get out of here right now.
So we're not gonna get a sword fight, it seems. The transport pod doesn't seem to be working. The fortress is tearing itself apart and causing some of the systems to go off the rails. I don't think we can risk going back to the roof. Okay, we'll just have to use my car to escape. This way. Welcome to the stream server.
Huh? Now what is it? No, no, no!
It's over, Clive.
This isn't happening. It can't end this way. It won't end this way!
What will become of him? There's no time to waste. Get in the car. We're making our escape by car? Is this some kind of joke? I know I'm carrying precious cargo, Prime Minister. I'll do my best to drive safely. What are you waiting for? We gotta go. This is madness.
You know how to drive, don't you? Of course.
Professor, up ahead!
The way is blocked.
Oh dear.
Now what do we do? The road's blocked. Don't panic yet, Luke. Let's try driving over this mess. Blockade. Your escape route is blocked by blocks. Luckily, you have 5 bombs at your disposal. Each bomb will completely destroy the block it's placed on. Remaining blocks will fall into empty spaces created below them by destroyed blocks, but they won't change shape. Place your 5 bombs on the 5 blocks that, when destroyed, will leave behind a flat surface to drive across. So it's pretty much like a reverse Tetris in a way. We'll put one here. We put one here, so this will fall down. Let's try this one right here. This one. And this one, of course. I think that will give us... Let's try this configuration. Marvelous.
How about this? Phew, that's a relief.
Wow, Yellow, I didn't know you were a freaking expert on explosives! I am really not. Sometimes the knowledge just happens. I guess, as they say. In moments of panic, you sometimes acquire knowledge that you thought you were not capable of solving. We're not out of the woods yet. Hold on tight, everybody. That is true. Exactly, Sverre. You get it.
Oh, and one one more thing. See that red button over there? That's your ticket out of trouble. Just an extra little feature I added.
Right.
Thank you, Paul. The Layton mobile can fly now.
Wow, we're actually flying! Can you believe it?
Yes, Paul was always very good with machines.
Professor, just when did you learn how to fly a plane?
A plane? This is an automobile.
An automobile that can fly.
Well done, Layton!
Thank you so much, Paul.
Is that the last of them, then?
Yes, sir! All residents of the underground city have been brought topside, sir! Yes, sir!
Hurry up, Layton.
It's too dangerous.
He's not the only one to blame. You do know that, don't you, Professor?
I do.
She's not necessarily evil, it's just extremely misguided.
No, Celeste! Now what?
Not to worry, Luke. When you're all safe, I'll go back for her.
We've evacuated the underground city. All inhabitants are safe now.
My thanks, Inspector.
This is the end for me.
It's not true, Clive. You can always start over and try to repair the damage you've done. We can talk about that later. This place won't hold much longer.
Why are you, of all people, helping me?
I can't just leave you here.
But don't you know what I've done? What I tried to do?
Yes, but I would never leave you here to die. After all, so much of this tragedy was caused by the mistakes we scientists made.
I see.
There will be time to talk more later. We need to leave now.
The machine is falling back into the underground.
need to go back. My parents are still inside.
Pull yourself together, boy. There's nothing to be done. Jump back in there and you'll die too. That was you.
Deep down inside, I hoped you might be able to talk me down from the edge of insanity again. This is the second time you've saved my life now. Thank you.
Clive.
Don't worry about me. I intend to atone for my crimes. I look forward to the day we meet again. Until then, I hope life treats you well, Professor.
And you too, Clive.
Barton, take him back to headquarters.
Yes, sir!
Goodbye, Clive.
Ha! Criminals like him make me think the whole world has gone mad. Despicable. Just despicable.
The only thing despicable here is you, Bill.
Yes, people can often be so blinded by their own motivations that they lose sight of the damage they do.
Gee, I wonder who's that? Who could relate to something like that?
But criminals aren't the only blind ones.
Just what are you implying, Inspector?
Nothing at all. Just stating the facts, sir. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have work to do.
I don't know what to say when I think of all the suffering I caused in the name of research.
It was terrible. But I see you must have loved Claire very much to do what you did.
The more I reflect on it, the more unsure I am as to whether it was love or pride that compelled me. For 10 long years I chased after what so many called impossible. But I've come to my senses now. But you know, Herschel, there is one detail that you got wrong.
What are you referring to?
Don't tell me.
I don't think I have much longer here, Herschel.
No way.
I don't know what you mean.
I think I know where this is going and it's already breaking my heart.
You've taken awfully good care of that hat I gave you.
It's her, it's Claire.
What did you say?
Oi, there you are, Layton. I did a background check on Claire's family like you asked.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you very much for the follow. You arrived at a very pivotal moment in the story.
There's no record of Claire having a younger sister.
Then...
Yes, it was quite a shock when I first worked it out.
But you can't really mean...
It's me, Herschel. It's Claire.
While it defies logic, it seems the experiment 10 years ago wasn't a complete failure. Somehow Claire was shot 10 years into the future.
To our present.
Yes, the time machine worked. If only for that single moment before it exploded.
That's not possible.
Unfortunately, however, there were more complications. Shortly after appearing in the present, Claire's body showed signs of molecular instability. It was trying to return to its own time. I attribute that phenomenon to the incomplete nature of the time machine. She didn't have long here. I worked on the machine in the hopes of finding a way to stabilize her existence in the present, but it seems inevitable that she'll return to her own time. To the moment of the blast.
I begged Dimitri to stop his work. Tampering further with time can only result in more anomalies. There's no telling what chaos we'd release upon the world if we tried to save the dead from their fate. The flow of time must remain linear. We all know the consequences of changing its course. But Dmitri wouldn't listen to me. That's when I knew the only way to stop him was through you, Herschel.
This is painful to hear.
What Dmitri, Bill, and I did 10 years ago broke the laws of nature. And now we must pay.
This is all so incomprehensible.
Oh, Herschel.
It's time to end this already, Dmitri.
Yes, it does seem that way. My research has threatened our very existence, and it could do so again. Tonight, I will close the book on the time machine. Forever.
Unfortunately, it seems that case, Neff.
I suppose this is it, Herschel.
Oh, Claire.
I have to go back to my own time. Back to that day when we parted.
No, Claire.
I'm sorry, I can't stay.
No way.
Claire, wait!
We had so many plans for the future. Do you remember, Herschel? I'll miss you. And our unwound future.
You can't go! I don't want to say goodbye again. I can't, I won't!
I know you. And I know you'll stay strong. After all, that's what a gentleman does. I must go now, Herschel. Thank you for everything. Goodbye.
She's gone!
Oh, Herschel. Oh, no way. I don't know what to say. I'm demolished emotionally, that's for sure. No, I cannot give you my thoughts right now. That was just so depressing. That was quite beautiful, no lie, but not to lie, but poor Herschel. Clive was then sentenced to life of prison for the thousands of people he killed for his assaults on London. Probably. He will have to atone for his sins forever. just like... Oh my god, no, I'm just... That's the most emotional I've seen Herschel Layton in these 3 games so far. I was simply unprepared completely for that moment. It moved me completely. But that goes to show how beautiful but bittersweet adventures like this can be sometimes. Yeah, we saved London and we stopped Clive, but that ending scene just made it so bittersweet that I'm not sure if I can call it a happy ending. Just so much was sacrifice. But it's good to see that all the people from the underground were saved too. Including... Yeah, that was completely a downer ending, as they say. But look, the bee is alive. Beautiful game, but damn, what a turn of events, yes. That was... absolutely beautiful. Has it dethroned Pandora's Box as my favorite? I am not sure. I still think I prefer the setting of False Sense as opposed to future London. But that ending... I don't know how to describe it. That was just stabbed in the heart and twist the knife, I don't know, just like Sverre described. I feel like this one also had a much better variety of puzzles compared to Pandora's Box that had a ton of repeated ones. I was not expecting to know the time travel did actually happen to us. They did it just to make it hurt even more. So time travel is possible, but it just goes against nature and it could be used for evil. Oh, Clive with his parents and young Layton with Claire. Oh. That is true, we got the title drop at the end. Which... it probably doesn't make much sense if you play the other versions that have the title changed to Lost Future. Are we gonna get a post-credit sequence? Oh no, now we have to say goodbye to Luke, I forgot! Oh no, not a...
I guess this is goodbye.
Look...
Oh no, my boy. This is so long, not goodbye. Now, Luke, you know a gentleman never makes a scene in public.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm not a gentleman yet.
Oh no. Don't do this to me after the Claire scene. You cannot just do this to me after that. Oh, he's gone. After so many adventures together. There goes the little gentleman. The end. go for it. Huh? A letter?
Dear Professor Layton, it's been a while since we said goodbye. How have you been? As for me, I'm all settled in and making new friends. I'm writing to you because something deeply puzzling happened here recently. It seems like the sort of mystery that's tailor-made for Professor Layton and his apprentice. I don't think anyone else could get to the bottom of it. I've enclosed a document with this letter that will tell you more about the situation.
The next case. The final puzzle. Look, I made myself a watch stamp. It's like the one you used to seal your important envelopes and documents, except it looks like my hat and the L stands for Luke. I've already used it once, see? Isn't the same blue what's neat? It matches my hat. Anyways, here's my puzzle of the 4 examples A, B, C, and D. Each one is my actual stamp. I think it's obvious it's C. Circle your answer.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
One last.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Marvelous. The final puzzle.
I can't wait to start this new adventure with you. Please write back as soon as you get this letter. Your friend and apprentice, Luke.
We'll see each other again soon, dear boy. To be. It's just emotional damage. Did you enjoy the game? The game is far from over. Okay, so it's explaining there's game bonus puzzles and things to see. Basically bonus content. Thank you for the war redeem. And that's the end of Professor Layton and the UNWOUND future. And the end of this trilogy. We have more to see, but this is, so far, the canonical end of the series. And my god, what an ending. My heart was not ready for those 2 endings in a row. One with Claire and one with Luke. The one with Luke ended with a promise of meeting each other again, but the one with Claire was incredibly depressing. I saw what to say, brother. You're not seeing the next game in the timeline like a series of unfortunate events book. Thankfully, no. But this is it. This is it for this line of Professor Layton. But there's still more games, of course, that are basically prequels. Congrats, Esteban Manik from the stream in London. Your reward is a gut punch. But hey, you could say that at the very least, it was a gut punch that we went through together. I usually don't get that emotional in my streams. I try to maintain myself composed, of course, but I just couldn't handle it. So my apologies if it wasn't called for. But I thank you still for joining me on this journey through Professor Layton and the UNWOUND future, because it's been a pleasure to stream for all of you here. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. You're allowed to feel emotions, I know, but I try to maintain myself composed and, you know, on my place as I take all of us on this journey through this game. Also, this game is amazing. It was. I still need to compose my feelings on it to make sure to know if this will dethrone Pandora's Box as my favorite or not. Because despite the fact that Pandora's Box is so far my favorite and the setting I found it extremely beautiful, the amount of emotions that the story in this one makes you feel, it's unrivaled. Extremely unrivaled. So far, at least. But that's where this story concludes, and I cannot wait for all of you to join me for the next one, because more adventures with Luke Triton and Herschel Layton are yet to come. So I hope to see you there, everybody. I thank you once more for joining me on this journey through space and time, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you to the patrons for their monthly support, and hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week. It's been a pleasure as always. And I will see you, Space Cowboy. Take care. Have a nice life. And make sure to remain close to those you love. Bang.
I was cooling in the motel for a minute. Loved ones that I won't tell how I'm living. Now I'm in the woods, trailer park, staying hidden. In the rap game, slashing through a million minions. IRL is lame cause I'm broke in Virginia. Surrounded by the slimy cold-blooded, they amphibians. I ain't dark as I was, hit the amphibian. Pulled a beam katana out, then the slaughterhouse. I was hired cause you talking loud, starting drumming out. I got fired cause I understood what they talking about. So I fight them cause I understand all they trauma now. In the woods, smoking on some woods, game me feeling good, but it's great. Can't escape my fate, would it if I could. Awesome LBs, for these LBs I had to hustle. Desperately trying to find paradise through this desperate struggle. Wanna kill and be killed, it's the way that I'm living. Throw my life away, but I had to hide my feelings. Trying to stack LBs straight to the ceiling.